Okay, I just realized something. First of all, let me make my intro. Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while doing what? Rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Amnesia Justine, blind. Now, last time I died, so I had to redo everything from the beginning. But in the process of doing so, I realized this is the cell of the priest. There's a Holy Bible here. And there was the cell of the violin player, right? Because there's a violin. So I guess this foreshadows everything, everything that this Justine has done. You know, all the people that she has kidnapped. There must be more of them. Like, judging by the number of cells, there should be what, 6? Anyway, I will carry on. Okay, so I'm back in the area with the priest, and this time I'll try to actually save him.
On this next piece, you should be looking for some divine inspiration. Time to delve into your spiritual side. What do you see? Is the man begging for mercy, or is he being blessed? Perhaps both. Father used to say there were no right answers. Have the light guide you.
Okay, let's gather all of the pieces first. So this tells me it can't be two people looking the same way, so they have to look apart, but you know, in different directions. But I've done that last time and it didn't work, so there has to be something more to that. And there's also this, which this says that she never chooses. I think it said something. I'm the one with the open arms. I like the man standing to the right. He wanted me to pick the one with the sword. I never picked the one with the sword. So they have to look different in different directions, but one of them can't be the one with the sword. I think, if I understand this correctly. So let's enter this. And so this guy is sort of looking right. Number 2 is the one with the sword, which is also looking right, but I'm not supposed to pick this one. This guy is... I guess depending on which way he's kneeling, he might be looking left or right, but but the recording said, is the man begging for mercy or being blessed? You have to decide for yourself. So it could imply that this is one that I have to use. So it's facing the right way, like from my point of view, because usually I'm trying to interpret this as the character, but maybe that's the wrong position to take, since, for example, with this guy, it's rather difficult to understand sort of which way he is positioned, whether it's... okay, so maybe this is the one. He's turning right from my perspective. But then so is this guy. Where's the notes? She tends to always choose 2 slides with the characters facing the same way. Unless I am supposed to do that? Because... It can't be the one with the sword, I don't think, which is facing left. And this guy is sort of facing left as well. So maybe I have to choose the ones that are facing the same side, which would be 3, which is also the kneeling one, and 4, because otherwise I'm not quite sure how should I decide between, like, I guess it could be either 3 and 4 or 3 and 1, which would be the other direction. It's kind of a toss-up. I'm not sure what the clues sort of expect of me. Like, whether I should choose the ones that are, like, I think this is significant, number 3, because she mentioned, you know, the woman mentioned that in the recording. So it's either 3 and 4 or 3 and 1. It's kind of a toss-up. I'm going to go with 3 and 4.
Who are you? Who's there? You'll burn. Have mercy!
Okay, so it was not this, then. So he's still dead. That didn't, you know, help much. But at least I'll try not to die this time. Oh, wait. Why is this closed still? Oh, perhaps I have to leave them?
Sick, twisted child.
Wait, but that didn't... I didn't quite kill him, which didn't quite open the door, but what also it didn't quite do is it didn't quite confirm whether 3 and 4 were actually wrong. Like, I still don't know because it hasn't. I don't think it went all the way through. Like, I think it's actually wrong because because he was still getting stabbed, right? Even when I did that. Although, wait, let me choose. Let me read this again. Like, what's the? That was the one with open arms, which I was not trying. But what's the order of the other ones? The right one, the one kneeling. So, so if it's never the one with the sword, but the right one and the one kneeling. So it would be, if I were to go with the same setup again, which I'm not sure. It's that, I assume that's the right one, and that's the one kneeling. So maybe the order is actually important. Maybe it should be 4 on top and 3 on the bottom. But to be honest, that's a long shot.
Our Father who art
4 on top and 3 on the bottom.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Look out for Justine. That she may still be close.
Okay, so it was actually correct. I guess the order did matter in the end. And now I just have to be careful not to be killed, because if I die again I will have to do all of this once more, which would be pretty annoying.
I wonder, is Father David with his god now? Maybe you helped him there. Don't you worry. I'm sure he didn't have a family. He probably wasn't even all that well liked. With the current political climate, I'm surprised someone hasn't killed him already. We can't all be saved. Some don't even want to be saved. Yes, that is a comforting thought. Saves us some trying. I'm sure you have figured out how it all works by now. Are you enjoying my quips? I think they are quite clever. Not that I was ever much of a conversationalist. Poetry has always been my forte. But I digress. You should press on. It will all be over soon. Also, the police are here. Maybe they can help you.
Okay. So there's a sort of chase sequence, I think? Or alternatively, it was never a chase sequence and it was just being, I was not careful enough. And the monster is not supposed to stop me. What? How is that possible? I tried that before. Oh, there's a note in here. Unopened letter, 7th of July, 1839. Monsieur Florbel, my name is Daniel, a friend and colleague of Professor Herbert. As I've come to understand, you are among his most trusted friends and confidants, therefore I shall reveal my predicament in hope that you can shed some light on the matter. Earlier this year, Herbert and I set out on an expedition to the deserts of Algeria. While looking for the legendary tomb of Tin Hinan, we happened upon a cavern temple buried deep beneath the sand. In its inner sanctum, I retrieved a stone orb, which cracked and split into several pieces. Due to exhaustion, I was sent back to Britain and waited for his return. I have since lost all contact with Herbert, and I find myself deeply troubled by the whole affair. I believe Herbert knew more than he was telling, and that he had sent me back to protect me from whatever ancient horror we might have stirred. If you can share any insight on the matter, I would be most grateful. Forever in your debt, Daniel. Okay, so apart from the Order of the Black Eagle, this is another sort of direct link to the main game? So the question is this a chase scene, or am I supposed to somehow avoid the monster that is going to appear? Oh, I can close the door behind me, which is probably helpful. But I don't remember from where it appeared. So it's difficult for me to run from it. What's the purpose of this room? Because at face value it's nothing, which is definitely kind of weird. Okay, so I was supposed to carry the... Okay, this is pretty annoying, because I'm pretty sure the monster must be pretty close to bashing down the door at this point. And then it's going to come in and kill me. And I will have to start everything from the very beginning. Which, especially the very beginning is annoying, because it features all of that block stacking. Help you how? Oh. I guess maybe this would help? To protect him from the monster? Okay, I'm dead. Which is really annoying. I don't think I can... Okay, this is infuriating. Oh my god. Oh, I don't think I noticed this letter before. Herbert's letter, 12th of January 1839. Dear Monsieur Flaubert, I am sorry to hear your daughter Justine's about your daughter Justine's unruly behavior. Rest assured, this does not diminish your work, nor does it make your idea of the natural developing mind less appropriate as a field of study. I have met plenty of scholars here in London, enthralled by your hypotheses, and stated that it could be one of the most important ideas of the modern era. It has been suggested that the mind is not only molded by experience, but could also be stricken with disease without physiological sign. Perhaps this line of thinking could be applied to your child. I wish I could devote my letter to consolidation, however I write to you with a request. I require passage into Algeria, and I need a Frenchman of great standing to vouch for my person. I am certain that the name of Florbel would greatly speed the process and grant me permits I require. It pains me to ask of this in time of your distress, but if you could suffer my inconvenience, I would be greatly in your debt. Sincerely, Herbert. Okay, so that's how they got the passage to go on that expedition. And I guess Florbel was a psychologist, even though they probably didn't call him that at the time. Four, and three. Fascinating, the suitors had not been part of the initial design, but she liked the excitement. I guess that's about Justine kidnapping all of those men. Like, was the priest in love with her as well? Or did she have some other reason for kidnapping him? Come on! first imagined the cabinet, it was for her amusement, but since it had grown into something more important, an opportunity to reveal her most suppressed designs. Finally. God, it has taken me longer than I would have liked, but I'm safe for the time being. I wonder how much longer it is, because, to be honest, if I die now, I will have to repeat it all together, regardless.
Inspector Moreau, are you still with us? I'm looking forward to see if you managed to save him or not. I know very little about him, but surely he had a family, don't you think? Poor, fatherless children. But he falls on his own sword. His kind is not meant to come for people like me. Laws are made for cretins. The aristocracy doesn't need to know right from wrong. We are always right.
Okay, she's clearly insane. Like, I guess I could have guessed that from the fact that she kidnaps people and puts them through torture mazes. But, you know, on top of that, she apparently believes that when you're a noble, you can literally do no wrong. Is that a... Oh, that's a grave. That's a dugout grave. There are a couple of them. There's also an interesting looking statue. It all made sense, he thought. We all appreciate symmetry. Everyone is comforted by the causality of logic. It gives the impression of a grand plan, and that we might be able to grasp the inner workings of this perfect universe. You see, his wife had died while giving birth to his son. That is why he was able to forgive. His family was just giving in to the symmetry. Oh, do all of the graves have a node to interact with? I will check that in a moment. Unfinished letter. Herbert, I have contacted the consulate and they said they will send you the permits you need for visiting Algeria. I wish you good luck on your search and that your finding will come at a lower price than mine. I am at a loss with my studies. My daughter has become distraught and distant. I did little to control her behavior, yet I believe the very notion of my observation has made her this way. My scientific indifference to our tests has not left her with an indifferent opinion. She finds my lack of reaction disappointing. She judges me, and most importantly, herself by the results of the tests. The reason I have had trouble finding any consistency within her character is because she tries different approaches to provoke me, and her reactions only become more and more disturbing. Yesterday I lost myself and scolded her. She was terrified and humiliated. It saddens me greatly to bring my studies to a close without seeing it to an end, but I can no longer justify my research. I have to mend my relationship with my daughter. Okay, I wonder if the other graves can be interacted with somehow. Doesn't look like it. However, there's an interesting looking statue right here of like a naked angel. What was Mother like? She was the most beautiful creature ever to grace this world. I can't remember what she looked like, no matter how hard I try. Her beauty was blinding, Justine. We could never dare to change such memory to our minds. It would be too much to bear. Did this guy make this statue to commemorate his wife as a beautiful naked angel? I still don't quite understand how those flashbacks with the white screen work. Like in the vanilla game, it was sort of implied that they might come from some sort of magical artifact, but it's hardly the case here. Okay, let's listen to the recording.
Well done. You have triumphed, conquered my cabinet. I wish I could tell you how you did, but alas, this is a recording. You will have to figure it out all by yourself. Did anyone survive? The doctor? The priest? Or perhaps the policeman? Who was allowed to live? Why? You should really reflect on these past events and consider what they meant to you. What you have learned about your true nature. Father never knew me. He thought he did, but then he was frightened. And nothing was ever the same again. I can still see him, lying there on the floor. He looked so surprised. The star-shaped soapstone stained by his blood fell to the floor with a sonorous thud. Blame me not, for I was but a child. With careful ambition, I dare to smile. Rest in peace, Papa.
Okay, so she also killed her father while she was a kid, apparently. What will that perfect sphere bring? We must hurry. It's not too late. It will be the end of everything. The tattered yellow king shall dethrone. Stay alive. Suffer the trial. Through the gates from beyond eons. No, from beyond it comes. Spin the wheels. Crank the engine. Climb the highest tower. The skinless one is waking. The beautiful pain. Oh, Father. Okay, is this a maze? Gluttony? It pleases me. Lonely. What would the perfect sphere bring? I am emerging from within. Entertain me, my darlings. It will be the end of everything. I have no idea where I'm going. If it is a maze, from beyond it comes. The inside. They would burrow beneath, suffer the trial, plummet through the ancient city. Death shall move across the floor. It will be again its coming, playful. The pipers will call for us to dance. Stay alive.
And so it comes to an end. Now that you have seen what you truly are, you are able to go on and face eternity without fear, without doubt.
Okay. The walls are closing in. Should I be blocking them or something? Or is the game going to end with me dying? If this is just a regular death, and I will have to repeat everything, I might actually riot. Maybe I was supposed to climb something. I think I'm screwed, but the question is whether that's intended. Okay, so it was intended.
This was the best one yet. So elaborate. It's just too much. Enough of this. Get up, Justine.
Well done, child. God be praised. You have saved us, child. Open the door. Hey, you! Almost free. Come on, get us out of here!
Okay, I don't really have a choice. I do have to open.
It's already locked, but you can never be too certain.
Oh. Wait, what? So how do I get out? Oh, through here.
Don't want any of the guests coming in here.
So wait, I'm Justine? So...
Mademoiselle Justine, are you down there? Is everything all right?
Of course, Clarice, I'm quite all right. Is everything ready for tonight?
Yes, the goose is ready any minute now. The guests should be arriving within the hour. Did I hear voices from downstairs?
I certainly hope not.
Oh, silly me.
Yes, silly Clarice.
Okay, I don't think I entirely get it. Like, what was the point? Did I suffer amnesia as well? Because it seems to me I've put myself through that trial. Obviously it was Justine, according to the papers, that has kidnapped that guy Alois, who was in love with her, and presumably, judging from the cells, also the violinist guy, and obviously the priest, because he was there, and all of those people. But Justine is me, so, like, what? What was the purpose of all of that? Did I just lose my mind? Well, she was insane, like, that was very clear from the recordings, but I don't quite understand, you know, even insane people have justifications for their actions, they just don't make sense, but I still, well, don't necessarily make sense, but I don't even know what the justification was in this case. I don't quite understand the plot of this DLC. However, it was kind of interesting in a way, because at least it provided an element of choice in either speeding through those sections or looking for a more difficult solution that would not require you to kill anyone. But in the end, I'm not really sure how. First of all, I'm not really even sure what happened, but apart from that, I'm not quite sure how does it link with the vanilla game? Like, what additional context does it bring me? Like, there were a couple of mentions of Daniel in that expedition to Algeria, but I don't quite understand the point of this DLC. Like, it was okay-ish. As I said, the elements of choice were definitely welcome, but you know, much as the vanilla game itself, it was nothing spectacular. But I guess I'm done now. So that was Amnesia Justine. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.